from the first chapter, that is electrostatics or electric charge and fields. Here is the first question. Here you can observe there are three charges, Q1, Q2 and Q3. Okay, Q1 at A, Q2 at B and Q3 at C. Value of Q1 is Q, Q2 is again Q, Q3 is minus Q. Okay, now the question is asking what is the force on each charge. Okay, what is the force on each charge? Let us first consider charge at point A, that is Q. Here Q is positive, this Q is also positive, this is negative. Okay, now there will be two forces on this Q, one because of this charge, another because of this charge. Since this is a positive charge, it will repel this charge. That's why its force direction will be in this direction. Here you look, F12, force on 1 due to 2. Here force 1 is Q1, 2 is Q2. Okay. Now this is negative charge, that's why it will apply an attractive force on this plus Q. That's why its direction will be in this direction. F13, that is force on 1 due to 3. Now the resultant of these two forces will be the final force or net force on Q1. Okay. To find out, we have to put the formula here. Now first, what is the value of F12? Okay, what is the value of F12? As you know, it is 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q1 Q2 by, what is the distance here? You look, the distance you can easily see here, L. That means the charges are present at the vertices of an equilateral triangle of side L. So distance between Q1 and Q2 is L and its square. Okay, this is the force between charge 1 and charge 2. If we expand it, it will become 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught. Q1 value is Q, Q2 value is also Q, and it is L square. Okay, now it is obviously Q square. 4 pi epsilon naught Q square by L square. Okay, this is the value of F12. Another force here is F13. Now F13 is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q1 Q3 by L square. This is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q1 is Q, Q3 is minus Q. Okay, by L square. Now here one thing you note, this minus is the third charge, that is C, at C, but here if you don't consider this minus sign, it is also okay. Why? Because we are only considering the magnitude of the force, not the direction. This minus simply shows its direction. That's why we can put here a mod sign to eliminate that minus. Here again more, here again more, and finally it will become 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught, again q square by L square. Okay, same value as F12. Okay, now to find out the resultant of F12 and F13, we have to first find out the angle between F12 and F13, so that we can put the vector addition formula. Then to know what is the angle, as you know, this is an equilateral triangle, that's why this is 60 degree. Okay, here I am drawing. This is the equilateral triangle of side L. This is 60 degree. This is the direction of F13. This is the direction of F12. Now this angle is obviously 120 degree, which is theta. Theta is equal to 120 degree. Now to apply vector addition formula, the resultant force on 1, I can write F1 is equal to F12 is equal to root over of F12 square plus F13 square plus 2 F13 cos theta. Now this is equal to F12 and F13 both are of same magnitude. So here I can put both as f square, 2f square. So if you take f square from every term, then to the outside it will be simply f. Outside the root over sign, simply f will be there, and here in place of F12 it will be 1, it will be 1, it will be 2 cos theta. Of course theta is 120 degree. Now put the value of f, that is this much, to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught q square by L square root over of 112 plus 2 cos 120 is cos 60 is half, so 120 will be minus half. This is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught q square L square root over of, this is your 2 gets cancelled, so 2 minus 1 1. So now the resultant force is 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught q square by L square. This is the magnitude of force on charge 1. Okay. Now look at the charge at B. It is also in the same condition as that at A. So the force on B or the charge Q2 will be the same as that was for Q1. So it will be of the same value. Okay, we are not going for it. Again, it is a task for you. Now come to charge at C. Okay, charge at C, you can see this is F31, force on 3 due to 1, this is force on 3 due to 2, this is charge 1, this is charge 2. Now both will be in this direction because these are plus charges and this is negative charge, so they will be attracting this third charge. So both are in these directions and angle between them is obviously 60 degree. Okay, let us count what is the value of this force it is denoted as F3. So now F3, that is force on charge 3, is equal to root over of F31 F31 square plus F32 square plus 2 F31 F32 cos 60 degree. Now F31 magnitude, F32 magnitude, both are same as before, and that is also q square by 4 pi epsilon naught L square, root over of, inside it will be 1 plus 2 cos 60 is half. Now it is q square by 4 pi epsilon naught L square, 1 plus 2 cancels out, root 3. So now the total force is root 3 q square by 4 pi epsilon naught L square. Okay. Now come to another numerical that is based